The first person we interview is Shen Wei Cheng, aged 19. Here in Mexico, all his friends and teachers call him just Fred. He's a foreign student from Taiwan. He has been living here in Mexico for about 14 years now. The interesting thing about Fred is that he gets to be part of two completely different cultures at the same time. The second person we interview is Christopher. He is from Honduras, he is 18 years old, and he has been living here in Mexico for the past 5 years. My perception of both of the interviews is that Mexico is seen as a entertaining country. We Mexicans are seen as social people that like to interact with others. There's also a dark side. Corruption and violence also describe us. I can also notice that you need to live here to love the country, to see the bright side of Mexico. Otherwise, the stereotypes will cloud your judgment.
Actually, the interview made me think a lot about the perception that other people beside Mexicans has from us, specifically when he answered the question that said, describe Mexico or Mexicans in three words. His answer was like food, parties, and the warmth of our people. And I mean, that's great stuff, but I'd like to think that Mexico are so much more than that. And somehow I it made me want to do something so all the people around the world notice that.
In our interview, we talked with a man from Taiwan, and we need to consider that he was just 5 years old when he arrived to the country, and that's why he couldn't answer to what did he thought when he arrived to the country about Mexicans, because he was too small to think rationally about the country or the situation in here. But referring about what he thought about the culture and about Mexicans, I think that he includes a lot of stereotypes because in a lot of occasions he just answered that he liked food and that Mexico is food, and that's not only Mexico, and the culture has so many other aspects to consider, like religion or all the indigenous groups that live here. Also, he answered that the problems that are here in our country are similar of what we thought in class, such as poverty or the bad quality education and others.
I don't think we Mexicans see our country the same way foreigners do. For example, my mom is Chilean, and growing up with her made me realize that we have very different point of views about a lot of things that happen in the country. For example, she doesn't get our traditions like Dia de Muertos. She has never understood why we worship death. And also, she thinks we're way too nationalist, or she has a very different way of thinking about education.
We liked it as well is that this guy, a foreigner, thinks that our education system is that good that he's astonished, and we didn't like that foreigners feel insecure in our country.
Antes de conocer México, yo los creía muy dramáticos, la verdad es que me caían mal, porque pues entre Honduras y México siempre ha habido mucha rivalidad en el fútbol y entonces siempre, o sea, me caían mal por así decirlo, pero ya al conocer ese país pues ya cambió mi percepción.
Calidez, tradición y muy padre vivir aquí, es divertido. Menciona tres palabras que te identifican con México: calidez, tradición y comida.
My conclusion is that all cultures have positive and negative aspects, and we can improve our country by analyzing not just our own but other countries.
So, in conclusion, I think we have a great, great big culture, but the problem is we just don't care anymore. the same country that fought for freedom 200 years ago right now doesn't even care about voting, doesn't even care about protesting. And it's disappointing because I think that a lot of us know Europe, but at least me didn't knew or even heard about a lot of cities that are here in Mexico. And it's weird because I'm always talking about making Mexico a better country, but until now I haven't done anything to make that happen.